51. For the music director, a Psalm of David, written when Nathan the prophet confronted him about David's affair with Bathsheba. Have mercy on me, God, because of your loyal love, because of your great compassion. Wipe away my rebellious acts. Wash away my wrongdoing. Cleanse me of my sin, for I am aware of my rebellious acts. I am forever conscious of my sin. Against you, you above all, I have sinned. I have done what is evil in your sight. So you are just when you confront me. You are right when you condemn me. Look, I am guilty of sin from birth, a sinner the moment my mother conceived me. Look, you desire integrity in the inner man. You want me to possess wisdom. Cleanse me with hyssop, and I will be pure. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Grant me the ultimate joy of being forgiven. May the bones you crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my sin. Wipe away all my guilt. Create for me a pure heart, O God. Renew a resolute spirit within me. Do not reject me. Do not take your Holy Spirit away from me. Let me again experience the joy of your deliverance. Sustain me by giving me the desire to obey. Then I will teach rebels your merciful ways, and sinners will turn to you. Rescue me from the guilt of murder, O God, the God who delivers me. Then my tongue will shout for joy because of your righteousness. O Lord, give me the words. Then my mouth will praise you. Certainly you do not want a sacrifice, or I would offer it. You do not desire a burnt sacrifice. The sacrifice God desires is a humble spirit. O God, a humble and repentant heart you will not reject. Because you favor Zion, do what is good to her. Fortify the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will accept the proper sacrifice, burnt sacrifices, and whole offerings. Then bulls will be sacrificed on your altar. One of the things I've been made aware of with this psalm in recent years, because I've had pastor friends who were railing against people's understanding of this when David says, against you and against you only have I sinned, that people are taking that to be able to say they don't need to do anything to the victims of the sin that they commit. And I'm thinking, how could you get that understanding? That, like, the victim absolutely has been sinned against. That is not the point that David is making here. Plus, if you read the rest of it, it's all about being repentant, changing your ways, doing things to, have a pure heart, and to do, like, how can you do that and then not want to, like, you can't actually have a heart that is repentant and not think about the victim. And so people that are using this to say, well, God's forgiven me, I don't need to make restitution to the victim. They're just selfish and self-centered. They're not actually repentant. I'm sorry. So they're misusing it, but I've only been made aware of that in recent times. I never had run into it. I've still not run into it personally, but I've run into pastors on several occasions who are bringing that point up, and I'm just like, I've not heard it. I don't know who's teaching that, but that definitely is not what this is teaching. So anyway, it's for the music director, a Psalm of David. So here it tells us this in the writing. This one was written by David when he's confronted by Nathan about the affair with Bathsheba. Notice the affair isn't mentioned, though. The murder is mentioned, though, later. But the heart position of David is here. Have mercy on me, God, because of your loyal love. Not because of me, but because of you. So, in other words, Moses, when he says, spare the people for your name's sake, because you brought them out to the desert, if you kill them here, your reputation, your name's sake, for the sake of you, do this act on their behalf for your own sake. David making an appeal to that same idea because of your loyal love, your steadfast love, your hesed love. God, that's who you are. Have mercy on me because of who you are. I don't deserve it. Because of your great compassion, wipe away my rebellious acts. Plural. All those things I have done. Let me see what they have in the footnote here. Blot out my transgressions, because the reference to washing and cleansing In the following verse, it's like the psalmist is comparing forgiveness to wiping an object clean, wipe, clean, dry. So they're going with the wipe away. Okay. And transgressions, they went with rebellious acts. I'm fine with that. I like the rebellious acts, actually. Wash away my wrongdoing, cleanse me of my sin. So rebellious acts, wrongdoing, sin, then returning back to rebellious acts. I am forever conscious of my sin. So rebellious acts, wrongdoing, sin, rebellious acts. We didn't get wrongdoing repeated there. And then we have sin repeated as well. So we have parallelism there. He's going on. He is not sugarcoating what he has done, but he is now elevating it against you. You above all have I sinned. Here's the phrase that's often translated, you, only you. As if the psalmist had sinned exclusively against God and no other, since the Hebrew hatah, to sin, is used elsewhere of sinful acts against people, and David, presumably the author, certainly sinned when he murdered Uriah. It is likely the psalmist is overstating the case to suggest that the attack of Uriah was ultimately an attack on God himself. To clarify the point of the hyperbole, the translation uses above all rather than the potential confusing only, because they are aware that people are using only. And also, this is poetic language, okay? This is not literal language. David doesn't believe he literally only sinned. The point is, all sin is against God. I sinned against you. I sinned against you. Without you, there would be no sin. So I only sin against you. Not that I did not do harm to other people. That's not what he has in mind here. He is talking about the guilt and his relationship with God. It is above everything else. Without it, the other doesn't exist. I have done what is evil in your sight. So you are just when you confront me. You are right when you condemn me. So I've done what's wrong. Your punishment is right. No wiggling out of it. Look, I am guilty. I was guilty of sin from birth, a sinner the moment my mother conceived me. Look, I was in wrongdoing. I was brought forth. In sin, my mother conceived me. The prefix verbal form in the second line is probably a preterite without a vav, stating the simple historical fact. The psalmist is not suggesting that he was conceived through an inappropriate sexual relation, although the verb has sometimes been understood to mean that, and even that all sexual relations are sinful. So no, not that either. The psalmist's point is that he has been a sinner from the very moment his personal existence began. By going back beyond the time of birth to the moment of the conception, the psalmist makes his point more emphatic in the second line than the first. So, since I was born, I have been a one who is selfish, self-centered, doing things that are only in my own interest and harm other people. And that goes all the way back to conception. So again, poetic language, again, extending this as far as possible as to say there was no point, there was no time when I was not. Look, you desire integrity in the inner man. You want me to possess wisdom. So I know what you want from me. I'm not capable of that. So now he's going to request God do the work in him. Cleanse me with hyssop, and I will be pure. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Grant me the ultimate joy of being forgiven. May the bones you crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my sin. Wipe away all my guilt. Create in me a pure heart, O God. Renew a resolute spirit within me. Do not reject me. Do not take away your spirit from me. Let me again experience the joy of your deliverance. Sustain me by giving me the desire to obey. So all of these things need to be from God. The forgiveness and the desire to do what's right. The pureness and restoration have to come from God. All of these things need to come from him and be part of God's doing. I can't do these on my own. There's actually a song in this, Ken Chang? Yes. I bet there is a bunch of songs. There's several of them. Create in me a clean heart, O God, by Crease Green. Yes. Yeah, there's several songs out of here. So after you do all of these things, if you do all these things that the psalmist is requesting, the psalmist acknowledges the sin. The psalmist is asking for forgiveness, not for their own sake, but because of God. And if you grant these things, then here's what I will do in return. Then I will teach rebels your merciful ways, and sinners will turn to you. Rescue me from the guilt of murder, O God, the God who delivers me. Then my tongue will shout for joy because of your righteousness. So if you do this, then I will do this. If you do this, then I will do this. Again, acknowledging what he has done. Let me see what we have here. From bloodshed. Yes. The guilt of bloodshed. So he has blood on his hands because of the murder. So he's doing it poetically to make clear his acknowledgement here. They've chosen to, instead of go bloodshed, to go murder, to speak directly about Uriah, not in general about being a warrior. O Lord, give me the words, then my mouth will praise you. Again, you give them to me. Certainly you do not want a sacrifice, or I would offer it. You do not desire a burnt sacrifice. The sacrifice God desires is a humble spirit. Oh God, a humble and repentant spirit you will not reject. Okay, so those that want to say that I have sinned only against you, and that means I don't have to do anything to anyone else, then you do not have a humble and repentant spirit. I'm just going to say you do not have a humble and repentant heart. You are not repentant, and therefore you are not actually seeking restoration and restitution. You're just seeking an escape. So I would say you're not actually repentant, would be my thought. Because you favor Zion, do what is good for her. Fortify the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will accept the proper sacrifice. So do to Jerusalem what needs to happen to them, to Zion, the city where you are, and then burnt sacrifices and whole offerings and bull offerings will be satisfied and come to you. So, in other words, I'm a blemish on Jerusalem. I'm a blemish on Zion. There needs to be restoration. I'm not going to go just to offer sacrifices. It's my heart posture that you want, but restore Jerusalem, restore Zion, and sacrifices will flow. So, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Yes, one of the